when you decide, I guess what you said, you made a decision to want to come on top. I felt like you had the leg. You should have just broke that motherfucker off. Like I felt like your leg locks are a lot better than your top game, honestly.
Well, thank you.
And I think that your decision making from that is very slow.
Okay.
Versus your leg lock. I think your leg entanglements have a lot better chances than some other stuff. But that's just my opinion on like your strategy and where it should be. If your strategy was to come up,
if I failed the leg lock,
yeah, that should have been the thread more than anything. Like the secondary, tertiary plan versus just a reaction, just because it's just a react. Like, you know.
Yes, sir.
I think that would be, because again, like I said, then it became too dynamic and complex, and you end up flipping around like a crazy person.
Yeah, when he pulled my leg up, it got so tight real fast. So I felt like my instinct was to flip it just so I could flick my leg out of it because it was so high. So I couldn't really. I don't know what.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like the idea and the best move is to be able to turn your heel in and kind of like.
Yeah, that too, and then not let him. Yeah. I got you. I could trap his arm.
Again, like I said, like the situation became so complex and dynamic. I couldn't tell you what to do next. You know what I'm saying? So,
like everyone, that cage walk, it was because he had me gift wrapped, and Curtis was coaching me, and like it was just the pressure from the gift wrap, and I thought, let me see what happens if I walk on this fucking cage. Sure as shit got me out of the.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's tough too when you have people coaching you that are also familiar with like some of the moves and the system that you would actually you would do jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? With like being familiar with lockdown and different routes that we would do.
Yeah, just my bottom clinch game, I guess. Getting my underhooks in and just all those different things. I need to. I didn't really even think about incorporating that. Like I wanted the leg right off the bat. Like I wanted a leg.
But you got it though. But you got it, and you decided to go somewhere different. I think that's what I'm just trying to say. Is that what you had in the original, like? Not to me. I thought you had on that you were going to go for a leg lock. Uh-huh. It didn't look like his defense was that good. No. It looked like he was caught off guard.
Yeah.
But
he wanted to wrestle. I didn't.
Yeah, and then everything else was just downhill.
Yeah, in the beginning I was taking just like penetration shot practices outside the cage. Like everybody was watching me, and then when I went in, I just sat straight to guard.
Yeah,
I heard a lot of disappointment with it, but there was a lot of encouragement as well.
I mean, they can all suck a dick. It doesn't really matter what anybody else fucking thinks.
I got you.
I'm saying, I mean, you're there to do your jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
When we started doing the on invitationals, back when ATX was kind of still becoming its own, I was a blue belt at the time, and I was a camera guy, and I would help set up the whole situation, the mats and the banners and all that shit. And guys would come in and like they were known to be leg lockers. Back in the early days, Nathan Orchard was winning like Invitational 3 and 5 with crazy 10 planet moves. So people didn't know what that was at the very beginning. And then all of a sudden you got guys like John one of the guys from the Danaher Death Squad guys. One of the newer guys under like Gary Tonin and Eddie Cummings. But they were really good. Rosenthal was his name.
Frank Rosenthal?
Frank Rosenthal. He came in a few times, put on some good battles. But we had guys like PJ Barch put on crazy battles with Lucas Valench back in the day. And we had guest commentators from Karate Hottie to fucking Cody Garbrandt. Yeah. I guess that was pretty cool to kind of knock out.
For sure.
So like to see what they're trying to do there is pretty cool or whatever, but putting on tournaments like that is is pretty neat. We like to do it sometime here as well.
Yeah.
Working on getting that done. We got some mats that we got caught up with a sticky fraud situation. I don't know if you guys seen about that happening.
Yeah, we were seeing that this morning when I was at work, actually.
Yeah. So I don't want to get into it too much because there's so much details that I don't really know.
Yeah, that's.
But it's just it's tough in the business. You know what I mean?
Still got shitty people in this jiu-jitsu world, even though we're just out here.
Just in the community, there's toxic, shitty people.
Yeah, it happens. So.
It sucks, bro. That's a big fuck you to like this whole way of living, Like we do this shit because we like enjoy it.
Yeah, man, it's tough, man. You know what I mean? Like we try not to like charge too much, with knowing what everybody has to struggle with and what people go through. You know what I mean? We don't. We try to keep everything nice and kosher with everybody. So, it's one thing that Ants, and the family's been really good at, and as people that kind of help and assist, you know what I'm saying? We try to bring as much as we can to the gym, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And,
everything, like,
so,
this is our family.
Yeah, so it's always a good time.
Yeah.
Like, when everybody here, like, wins, we all feel that win, you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, like, the same, it's like that.
Yeah, I like seeing my teammates fucking succeed. It's
Yeah, and then as like a higher rank, it's my job to tell you guys when I think that you guys are ready or when you guys aren't ready.
Yeah, and where we're wrong, like where we fucked up.
Yeah. And again, like it's about like there's so much things. There's some things that we talk about, like technical aspects and drilling aspects, and really like hammering in on like what we're trying to do. And then there still comes a point in time when the person as an individual has to have their own tactics and their own
off the mat shit. Like,
hey, what's strategy gonna be? What's gonna be the plays? What are you visualizing that you want to do? And like
your own game plan.
Put that together, and like you know what I mean. Like that's still like that's super important. You know what I mean. So again, like that way, we have things to build on too. Like we can communicate about that, and and help each other out, and that's one thing like I tell you a lot. Like what are you actually going to go do? You're like, I think I'm going to do this one, try this one. I have my own idea. Like, well, we need to be able to communicate with each other about what you're actually trying to do.
Yeah.
And without you being able to tell me that, it sounds kind of like, good luck, man. Like, shit, dude, let me throw one of these out for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And I know it's just like maybe as somebody that I find that like keeping that strategy, that tactic sharpened is kind of what's keeping people in the loop these days. Like the leg locks and a lot of things that are super neat. The technical stuff is always kind of getting interchanged, but you see how like it comes up and it goes down. Like there's always some new shit.
Yeah, there is.
You know what I mean?
Like the buggy choke for a little bit.
All kinds of stuff.
Everything.
Like being able to stay super defensively mindseted. Like as you make certain progressions, like a good side control pass, it's like giving up that hip control and just rushing that underhook kind of allows those people that have really good hips
to sweep you,
to sweep underneath their end or get that degree of hook with that leg,
just get under you.
Yeah, and so it's just like a patience game of like being able to like see it from move to move and not it being just such a fast paced thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
that like an instinct reacting or whatever.
Yeah, like I think when you can do it super slow, like in all those super like small dynamics. When a person allows you to do it fast because they really just truly don't know what's going on, they kind of do it for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They like give you these openings.
Yeah. But if a person is pretty savvy and they know what they're doing, you got to really stay tight and technical.
Yeah, tight. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't allow certain things because again, it just not that it's a slip of whatever. Sometimes people are just really trying to truly progress into something offense, and persons just catch each other because that's how jiu-jitsu works, But if you could try to, be defensively mindseted, it's always at all times. I think it's always one thing that
a good defense is the best offense, right?
Been pretty strong for me, man. It's just kind of keeping that sometimes, I'm not a big dude, so I'm not trying to get beat up. Not like that, anyways.
Right. I've known that. There's a lot of big dudes at this gym.
Yeah, we got good sized fellas, man. Like I say, Ant and I and Bibbs, we're not the biggest dudes. We're no more than 5'9". I'm probably the biggest one out of all of us, and I'm in the 160s, and they're 140s, 150s at the best. So we got to be able to handle you big boys. You know, you guys are strong too, man. So truly the weight that you sit at, you're not cutting weight. It's just what you sit at right there.
Yeah.
It's so strong. So
Yeah, there's some heavy motherfuckers out here.
I don't want to sit at this weight that much anymore, but
I mean,
that's a whole nother journey in its
what are
own.
you
I
trying to
gotta
get down to?
maybe like 225,
that's a nice weight.
235 maybe.
225. What are you right now?
255, 260.
For real?
Yeah. Maybe
I thought you had gotten a little skinnier.
I had gotten to like 245 for a bit, but
What happened?
well, actually no, I may be like 250 right now, honestly.
Right now, 250.
Yeah, probably.
It's not a bad cut, man. Because if you get to 225, some good matches.
Yeah.
A lot less weight than the. What are you in the super heavy?
Ultra heavy.
Dude, we had that dude from our morning crew, Jose,
Yeah.
and what about that middle piece? And so he went novice, and he was cutting weight to 240, but they put him in the ultra heavies.
Sheesh.
Did you guys see him go against? You just put it down. You see him go against that big fucking guy that he went against? The dude was a house.
I know he was
He
trying
was like
to.
400 pounds, man. This dude was massive.
He didn't make weight, right?
Not the dude's.
400 pounds.
The rash guard was like, the neck was stretched.
Oh
almost
my
all the way
God.
out.
Like just maxed out. Like
The dude was serious too. Hey, he had good jiu-jitsu, and Jose goes, what kind of techniques could he have? I was like, dude,
Yo.
he's gonna lay on top of you and stay there. That's the technique he's gonna take.
good one in Naga.
Yeah, he's gonna stay on.
And
Find a way to
that's
get you down, and he's gonna stay on top
just
of you.
lay on your
And
ass.
it's
Like
gonna be
not
night.
fun.
For 4 minutes, he's just gonna lay on top of you, and you're not gonna be able to get up from side control.
Yeah.
He's like, for real? I was like, yes, dude. I'm telling you. Right now.
Don't want that to happen.
Let's be easy. Like attack. He did well though. He got him down, and he really had a game plan. You know, honestly, again, that's something we talked about. Like, he had a game plan.
He did lose a lot
There
of
were
weight.
some things that he could have done a little bit better when we talked about it. Just again, it's just decision making. You know, again, knowing who you're going against. He's going against a guy that, again, like a small car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily want to chair sit that on top of you. You know what I mean? He had a chance to be able to kind of just maneuver himself around a little bit better. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
There was a guy at Austin that was really huge. I haven't seen him in a while.
You seen him at what? 10
went,
round or what?
Yeah, like when I first went, I went to 10 round one time by myself, and then Evan was there, and I ended up, shout out Evan Coates, I kind of was like, hey bro, and Evan remembered me, and so I kind of like partnered up with him, and then once 10 round came, because there was a class before, Kyle Bain was teaching a class, then 10 round came around, I had him first round, and he tripped me and then fell on top of me, and then 5 minutes he was just there, and I couldn't get him off. Yeah, and then maybe a year later, different story. He couldn't get me off, but it's a. But I was just saying, like coming like that, just being in that shitty situation, like made me not.
Ever want to be there
That's
again?
good though. I mean, those are the situations you got to be from. You know, so. For sure.
I hate it when I'm like trying to work from that, and I like. That's like my goal is to work out of it, and I just can't get out. You know, I know I'm sitting there and I'm knowing they're gonna fucking smash.
Yeah.
But my goal is to work out of it, and it almost takes the whole round to get out of it.
That's not really
Right. Those sharper movements, those smaller movements have to be pretty on key. And a lot of people, it's just understanding your frames and shrimping at the right time, knowing how to shrimp, knowing how to like use your hip bump to like push
Move them out of the way.
move them out of the way. It's not so much just you doing the move. Again, like I said, it's like what's your intention and what's the actual like the idea behind what you're trying to do? What space are you trying to create? You know, and or take away. You know what I mean? Like all that comes into play. You know, one of the biggest things that we have to work from is, you know, at 10 Planet is the quarter guard. You know, and that's a bump game. You got to be able to use your top leg to bump partner, bump him, bump your opponent, and then get him off. Like almost like you're causing like a trip. You're trying to just like play basketball. And you just like, you know what I mean? You
catch them off balance, right?
Hit them with a juke or you know what I'm saying? Like
break their ankles.
Yeah, break their ankles a little bit. Yeah, like that's exactly what you're trying to do. Like you're trying to hit them with one of those to make them have a reaction. That's really what we're trying to do. Basic shit from the beginning, though, right?
Yeah, sure. It really is.
At different levels, just different levels of applying it.
Fainting and all. Yeah, applying application.
Yeah. So.
Where'd martial arts start for you, Coach Rome?
Watching UFC was always pretty fucking dope, because it came around the time that like I was 10, 11 years old. That's when it was actually like available in that 93 or whatever. When it first started, 95, and so by that time I was already getting into like my 10 teenager years. I met some cool friends along the way whose dads were into martial arts, and they would put us in leg locks and like, shit like that. Like in the living room as we were watching UFC, they would just fuck us up.
Nice.
And I thought that was pretty funny. Then, when I went in the military, I was able to kind of just enhance those like options. You know what I'm saying? Like you can find those avenues pretty easily. And so I did that for quite a bit. A lot of combative stuff in the military, which was kind of like a Gracie, combatives-oriented type stuff. And I had a trainer and a teacher. His name was Mackin Simazir. He actually fought in WEC and in the UFC for a little bit.
Oh, nice.
I think in the UFC not so long. I don't know what was going on. I think it was when the WEC and thing was kind of like, you know, they were merging and kind of dying off, things like that.
I got you.
But he taught us some cool stuff. And he was a purple belt at the time in Jiu-Jitsu.
You met him in combatives?
I met him in combatives, yeah. Back in the day.
That's crazy.
I got to watch him like as he like lit through the ranks.
But y'all were tripping. You're like, this guy's real deal.
Yeah, it was real deal, man. Yeah, I remember. And we did like combatives. So we were doing like strikes and like, you know, just real cheesy kind of like militant type shit.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was really, it's effective.
For sure.
And I remember one time, man, he was explaining like it's like a Thai kick, and I was holding the Thai pads. And instead of doing just one, he did like a series of like 7 kicks, like sa 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 sa. And I was so like I kept my fucking pads up because I was like, man,
if I miss, he
missed. He was swinging his fucking leg as hard as he could.
Oh my God.
And that was a good one. I remember that. He's a good guy. He was really nice. He was a Marine guy, actually. He was a Marine Corps dude. So he was a Marine Corps in the beginning of like kind of like the initial invasion and stuff like that of Iraq and stuff like that. That was about the time frame that what was in. So yeah, so we kind of met in that time frame, and so it was good to see him have some success out there, like doing MMA and like really like, you know, putting his living the dream kind of.
So whenever he was out of the military, he was doing MMA then?
Yeah, he was out of this place called I think it's called Lynx Academy, if I remember right. Now I believe he has his own gym, Mackin Simazir. You can check him out. I'm sure. I think he has some videos on YouTube. I think I've even fucking just looked at him up a few times and used some of his old stuff.
Some of his shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh man, I remember him teaching me some of this, and like him just saying it again is a good refresher. So
hell yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, man, back in the day, that was something that really stuck with me. And then once I got out, slowly made my way into the 10 Planet world, and always was a fan. Just in Texas, there really wasn't much options, like El Paso and Beaumont at the time. And some things were happening in life, and I was trying to make my way around to being able to get maybe out to California to train. And around that time, 10 Planet Austin opened up, and I became a student there. And then rest is history. Now we're here. So yeah,
yeah. Because I remember when I first saw Roman, Wow, bro.
Yeah. What's that about?
No, just like because you would train at Austin, right, for a while, right?
Well, yeah. I was one of Curtis's like original 10 students at 10 Planet Austin. So I was pretty happy about that. I mean, like, I was at a Jean-Jacques seminar actually at the Jean-Jacques gi school in Austin, and right when it was over, I got on Facebook and I saw that they were bringing a 10 Planet Austin. So I found out who was running it. It was Curtis, and I messaged him.
Nice.
And right away, it kicked off, and next thing you know, I'm over there, and we're kicking it off. So, actually, I remember moving those mats from one place to another, from one building to another, and it's cool to watch how it's all just kind of grown, and it's pretty neat to be a part of it. Like I said, now we've had multiple schools, along the 35 corridor in Texas, which is a huge, huge thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 10th Planet Texas is big, son.
Hey, we're growing, man.
Yeah, man.
10 Planet Texas, period.
Yeah. They do a 10th Planet South Padre.
Yeah, I was kind of partial to some of the schools that you kind of like lay some roots down with. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel like this school is one of those that is that for me.
Doesn't Austin have like 3 gyms now?
I don't know. They have,
Hills, Round Rock.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, they're doing their thing.
So yeah, that's just within. I'd say what, less than 100 miles from here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I don't know what has all sprouted up. You know what I mean? We've been just really focused on just keeping this area locked down and like giving good jiu-jitsu out, just staying ready. And it's been kind of like it's been kind of nice to just kind of like have that mindset and just dive into it, and that's the only thing that we think about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that's like a common thing here. Like a lot of the people that are still here, like we all geeked out, like we geeked out in jiu-jitsu, we're here because we love this shit.
Yeah,
like, we're really about it. Like almost all we talk about is jiu-jitsu and stuff.
But I mean, that's what it's supposed to be about. I remember like, man, I'd nerded out for a while because I was watching Master in the System. If you guys don't know what that is, that sucks for you guys. But I've been watching Master in the System for a while, man. And, I would remember watching the guys after a class, and they would be sitting outside, they'd smoke weed, and they would just be sitting there bullshitting and talking, and Eddie'd be out there. And most of the time, Eddie was recording fucking Uncle Hanach talking shit about people smoking weed and this and that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, saying that they're lazy.
Yeah. But it was like, I remember seeing guys, like that we still look up to this day, like Gio and Boogie and those guys out there, like at their early stages in their like blue belt careers, and they're out there just, relaxing and chilling and having to have encounters with them now as a higher belt and still being, super like,
successful.
Well, not about humbled by them too, and just like watching them still like be out there kicking ass and like drilling even harder than before. It like makes you motivated to keep going because you're like, well, fuck, this guy's a black belt multiple times over in 10th Planet. He's still out there drilling harder than anybody, and it's just like not about outside of him. But then you got guys like just our own guy, Ant is a fucking we shouldn't look any further. I mean, we have the prime example of it. So it's like we get to feel that every day. I mean,
prodigy, dude.
Super lucky to have him and fortunate for all the stuff that he brings to us because, outside of those guys, there's another guy that's on there. You can go back in the mix. He's in the early fucking episodes of it. You know what I mean? He's in 2 episodes in like episode 30 and 32 or something like that of Mastering the System.
Who's that, Ant?
Ant, fuck yeah, dude's in there fucking grown men up, about to break this one dude's arm. Him and Eddie talking about like, he's like, I was got to break that shit. Ant's, yeah, dude, Ant's just, and he's a fucking young dude, he still looks the same, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Solid as a motherfucker and smooth, man. He fucked this dude up and He's been doing this for a long time. You know,
Yeah,
people,
man,
people don't
that's-
realize. You know, and
Oh yeah.
he's just only gotten better and better. And, so, and he always feels like, you know, he's not just 1 or 2 steps. He's like 4 or 5 steps ahead of you. And you're like, how the fuck?
it's not even-
How the fuck is that happening? You know, I feel like I'm getting better, but he soon reminds me
Yeah.
really quick. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna happen. You know, so
Every time, man.
Like when I roll with him, I'm like, how much are you really?
yeah,
Are you really
know?
showing me right now?
But you know, like that mastering the system shit. I mean, that's our homework, man. I watch that shit all the time. You know, it's on the TV, and it's just like you just hear Eddie talking about like what he thinks about jiu-jitsu and how he applies it. And it's just you know, it's pretty neat to kind of just like listen to those, because again, we get him from seminar to seminar here and there, and he's giving you like some of his last you know, he told you last time he gave you some of his dying words for rubber guard. This last one, he gave us some of his stuff for you know, for the truck and for taking that through. So there's a lot of stuff that, you know, 10 planet technique that, man, require a lot of attention and require a lot of, you know, reps. And like I said, we got one of the best here to ever do it, and Ant, so he knows exactly how to get there, and it's nice.
Yeah, good leader for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, man, he's the best, man. He's it's been nice to be able to be given the opportunity for him to like allow me to help him out, and you know, and
Yeah, dude, your mobility classes.
yeah, man, just, you know, just being a part of it all,
top
and
tier.
you know, and helping him out wherever I could. I didn't want anything else other than that, you know. And, you know, as a veteran, fucking jiu-jitsu is always, you know, you hear that all over the internet, how it's a good thing for this and this and that. You know, it's, you know, cliche bullshit, but it's like, it's true. It's being able to kind of be able to express yourself and, you know, get your emotions out and learn to kind of control them is always really good. So, you know, fucking smoking on, staying, and, you know, like on a good diet of cannabis and, and dabs is really good to kind of just keep things in line. You know, it's an ever-growing process, you know what I mean? We're getting older, you know what I mean? People are becoming families, and, you know what I mean, getting bigger in families, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's a lot that we got to do, and we got to, like, keep ourselves in check, you know what I mean? Even as grown men, you know what I mean? That's always something that we got to still get smacked with, is like some humbleness. You know
Some
what I'm
humble
saying?
pie,
Sure.
bro.
Every now and then we got to be able to like go, fuck, I don't have the answers to this, or I'm overreacting, or why am I being such a bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like I got to step it up a notch. You know what I mean? Like, why am I being such a, you know,
A bitch, yeah.
yeah, I have
bro.
a few other words I don't want to get
No, yeah.
Londo in trouble. So
That's definitely, yeah.
but, yeah, but yeah, we were watching I spent a lot of time with my son, and I've been making him watching old South Park episodes.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, dude!
I
You know
love
those
it.
things were ahead of their time in the early 2000s by so far. They were talking about so much shit, man.
Yeah.
They did some good stuff, man. Have you guys ever seen like some of the?
I've watched the whole season, like all the way from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, goddamn, dude. We watched the one the other day where they have Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh,
and, and he does the female Olympics.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
And it's the fucking most hilarious goddamn thing I've ever seen.
dude, he just beats everybody. He just outsprints
Yeah.
all the girls. Like,
Yeah. Like,
perfect.
yeah, they show him up in the cartoon, and he's like, he has the same cool voice. He has his sunglasses and his cowboy hat. He has all like the fucking. Yeah. He's like, it feels so good to feel a woman.
Oh my god.
I can finally be free. He's all fucking aggressive about it, and then like he's beating these ladies up in the boxing ring. He's outperforming them in every sport, outlifting them and everything. And
just
because
grinding,
they had
bro.
already had in place the PC principle, like so they were already dealing with all the PC bullshit ahead of time. Gosh, South Park, they're such great. They're ahead of their time too, man.
They really are.
One of the best cartoonists of our kind. I
But
guess.
yeah. Outside of
our
South Park,
time-
which other
time,
ones do you
our
guys
time.
would you subscribe to?
I like Rick and Morty.
See, but my son Bill, he likes Rick and Morty. I can't say that I find it too entertaining.
No.
Yeah, no, I think it's a little bit. I'm too old for that one.
Yeah, no, I like Family Guy, South Park, like Futurama, fucking.
Yeah, see, Futurama doesn't do it for me either.
My main one's South Park, bro. Ride or
that's
die.
main, like
South Park,
straight
yeah,
South,
it's
South
main.
Park over everything, honestly.
I know there's another one that I do like. I won't say any words on it, but it's just it's called Boondocks.
Ooh. My God, how could we not even
Yeah,
thought
that's
about
one.
that?
That's a really good one.
It's like the best, almost like American anime because it's kind of like what it is. They're fucking
Yeah,
fighting like ninjas, bro.
yeah. Like they
The
they
Booty
they, they
Warriors.
topped on a lot, and there was a great cast because it was the dad from the Friday movies, and it was the sister from the Friday movies who actually did the voices of the little boys for the Boondocks.
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
And so like they had a good they were doing everything from like skits about R. Kelly and him doing what he was doing to remember then they were doing the Katrina episode they did when the Hurricane Katrina came in and all like the people from Louisiana
Oh my
were scattered. They did an episode about that. They did an episode about it's like really funny, like just off the top humor.
They need to bring it back.
Yeah. They did a few seasons. They had Charlie Murphy in there as like a character.
And John Witherspoon.
Cat
they're both-
Williams
all-
was
both-
in. He was a pimp in there.
Yeah.
Cat Williams played a pimp.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
Hey, rest in peace to Pops, man. He was a big
Yeah,
piece of that
dude.
show, right?
Oh yeah, for
Pops.
sure. Yeah.
And fucking Charlie Murphy.
Yeah. Speaking of, like we were talking about families and stuff like that, like you guys getting ready for the holidays. Is everybody got planned out?
Oh shit! I think because I'm working, but I think I'm finally gonna have Thanksgiving and Christmas off for like the first time in a while. So
Wow.
That's good, man.
I don't know
That's
what
good.
we're gonna have. They'll be good. Like we'll be able to get them some good amount of presents, make them go crazy in the morning, and then
Presents, man.
and then bullshit them like my parents bullshit.
Speaking
me.
of presents, we're gonna give away a hoodie
Oh,
yeah,
and
nice.
some free pre-rolls.
Give-
but,
some
Just
the
for
pre-rolls are what?
CBD.
CBD?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Some of the best CBD.
CBD.
Watch out. Watch out.
Yeah.
some of the
Watch out with that CBD
yeah.
though, because it's gonna be for me. So
Keep that shit.
So
If it didn't have real, if I'm not seeing the devil,
yo,
like my man Uncle Joey says.
oh my God.
the Devils.
Yeah, that's my inspiration. That's when I started first listening to podcasts, Joey Diaz was a guy that I thought was the most ridiculous person I'd ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
But he was so it was the best thing I'd ever heard.
It was
so,
authentic, bro.
Yeah, so
That's like straight up just who he is. It's
I know
fucking amazing.
he used to do this. He used to do this fucking awesome show on this little app called Periscope, and I had it, and I would watch it, and every day, like in the morning, he would just like on his phone, he would record himself in the backyard smoking like bowls of weed or bongs,
Oh my
and just like he'd sit there for like 20 minutes and tell you how awesome you fucking are and how like you're gonna kick ass
Just
today.
a big old motivation.
Just a
yeah.
motivational, like just as he's smoking weed. And so you'd be in there, and I'd be at work, like
Friday,
getting ready to start my day,
Right,
just
like with a
smoking weed.
bowl and
Yeah,
shit.
just like in the car, just smoking.
smoking a joint.
Like
grab
fuck yeah, this
yourself
is-
by the balls.
yeah. Just saying outrageous shit to kind of get you pumped up about it. But that goes. That's what I'm saying. This goes back about the whole thing about staying humble and getting humbled. Is like we got to keep grinding at all times. And I think again, like I said, that's being here. Like it's neat to have this kind of stuff growing in this location because it's a hustle. You know what I mean? It's a grind. You guys are getting in here, and you guys are trying stuff, and I can appreciate that. You know what I mean? And I want it to be successful, and we're always just hustling, trying to make moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I mean,
Just living, man.
That's
Just
what we got to
going.
do.
yeah.
So,
Just going.
Gotta
Yeah.
keep working. We stop, we die, right?
that's how it goes, right?
Yeah. I ain't stopping.
So,
How many dabs do you take in the morning, Roman?
I was talking about that earlier. It was like if I can afford it, I like to get around like 3 to 4 dabs in the morning before I start
Like-
teaching class. Because I teach a lot of AM classes.
Yeah.
So I like to kind of get my day started, and I like to be able to kind of move around a little bit easier.
Are you yelling at these motherfuckers in the morning?
No, I'm not yelling too
he's
much.
like,
I don't,
no.
I don't yell too much, man. I'm aggressively. I think I'm like more like forward about like what we're looking at versus like, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. Maybe it comes off as yelling, but you know, I don't know, man. I really think that a person can apply themselves, and it not be like, honestly, like it's seen as like almost like retarded. We got people that sometimes they come in here and they move, and it's like the mind and the body
They did not connect.
They don't connect.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck have you been doing all your life?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Boy,
you know,
are you dumb?
I got
No,
that
dude.
happens a lot. You know what I'm saying?
It's
And sometimes, you know,
insane.
and that's mean to say to some people because you're like, well, you're not supposed to say that. It's like, well, you need to sometimes because people,
Yeah, because you're not gonna learn. You're just gonna think you're doing the right thing.
and you're not. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like, again, it just, you know, a lot of times I think it takes people to kind of learn that portion of it. Once they
Right.
get that down, it's a lot easier. You know what I'm saying?
You know who I had to check me when I was doing dumb shit like that didn't make sense like that? Adrian.
Yeah.
He'd tell me, no.
No.
He'd be like,
Don't
no,
do that.
it's not. No.
Yeah, you don't.
And he'd be like, you'll get it when you get it. All right. All right.
It's like less is more. You know what I'm saying? Like less is more. Like what you're doing out here is outrageous. You know what I'm saying? So I got a guy like that in the morning crew. He's like a good he's like a little brother. He was in the military too, so him and I like really get at it with each other, and I talk a lot of shit to him. And I call him Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
Simple Jack.
But
Oh my god.
but you know what? Surprisingly though, is that he is strong and like physically he just does things that like maybe like counter what you would normally think somebody would do. So it's like in his advantage. And he's such a strong dude. He's a well built dude. He's a good size. He's again, like, you guys are big, man. You guys are 6 foot. You know what I mean? A couple 100 pounds. Like, it's a good sized man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that and he used to be a bigger fella. You know what I'm saying? He told me he used to eat McDonald's fucking triple cheeseburgers with mayonnaise.
Oh my god.
Nice.
Yeah.
Takes a different type of man to
It's
eat
a
burger
it's
with
like,
mayonnaise.
Hey, let me tell you something.
No
Hey,
shit.
And he,
No, I'm
and
just
he
kidding.
was living
Mayonnaise
off
burger.
that, and that's like, but he wasn't now. And he's in shape, and he is learning some jiu-jitsu, and he's learning how to defend himself and shit, and not be crazy. But at the same time, there's also like this portion of it where it's like you have to slow down all this. You see his mind going 1,000 miles an hour, and it's like his body is just it doesn't catch up, and he's slipping and he's falling, and you know what I'm saying, all that shit like that.
Slow your mind.
That's it, man. So it's like, man, you need to smoke more. You know what I'm saying?
Be like
there you
water.
go.
You need to smoke more or something
You need
like
to
that.
get him in
Yeah.
here some more in the morning. Hit him with some 4 fucking dabs. Fucking
Does he
Or
smoke too or
haymakers
no?
to-
Yeah,
the
he
face.
smokes a little. He smokes a little. He actually gave me this little bit of crumble that I was smoking on
Really
right
nice,
now
really nice.
as a gift and a peace offering for missing class,
Yeah.
because he was missing class because he was being lazy. So I had to tell him about it.
You know, it sucks when you keep missing class, but your biggest reminder will be whenever your teammates are better than you
yeah.
and
whenever-
they start to overlap you. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to catch up to them now. You know?
Yeah, it's sure. Or they're just, or you're really having to work pretty hard to get them away. And I felt that a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh,
he kind of keeps in the comfort of not showing up to night classes either, though. So I gotta get him. I gotta keep on him and get him in there. You know what I mean? And
Come to these night classes, yo. You will catch some killers.
yeah. I mean, things get a little different. You know what I'm saying? The ranks change up and things like that. Again, like I said,
Yeah.
it's always everybody's on point. Everybody's looking to be sharp. Everybody's looking to stay sharp because we're all looking to catch. We're all looking to catch the coaches. You know, we're all looking to catch Coach Biz. We're all looking to catch Coach Lon. We're all looking to catch Coach Ant. We're all looking to catch those guys. Coach Evan. You know, Coach Robert. We're looking to always like try to get on top of them and like stay on top of them. And then we have your, you know, you guys own battles within y'all's own ranks. You know what I mean? That you guys are looking at, and on the way up. So
The blue belts know what's up.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Coach Bibbs is not gonna give you an easy round. You come for him, he's gonna get at you. You know what I mean? He's gonna fucking grime you out, and he's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like, just what it is. Ant's gonna drown you and fucking make you feel insignificant. You know, Coach Lon is just as old school and just patient and killer as anyone else. So,
Oh yeah.
you know, you gotta just you gotta pick your battles, man. You gotta be smart. You gotta
Tread
know
lightly,
So
bro.
all are my favorite. All the coach roles are my favorite roles. Those are the best roles. Like,
Yeah.
those are the roles I crave.
Well, you gotta want that, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
you gotta want to be able to take yourself into those deep waters, and maybe even whenever you're tired and you know you're gonna like maybe give up a position, like, you're gonna have to go and take that. You know what I mean? There's times when I roll Ant and I know that I don't feel the best, or I'm tired, or I had the worst, a bad night of sleep, or whatever the case may be. But it's like, fuck it.
You still have to learn from it.
We gotta get in there. We gotta get after it, because I know that I've felt like that before, like in a competition. You know what I mean? And not wanting to be there, and had fucking every excuse in my own head to not want to perform. And it's like that. God, it's such a bitch fucking feeling. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and grind through this one right now, and just go ahead and take that shit on. You know?
That's kind of where I'm at with like this little knee injury, but it's already kind of getting back, and I'm like, I'm just gonna push through it. You know?
You gotta be smart, man. You know, you gotta be smart. Like I said, I had a neck injury or neck situation. I won't say an injury, just something was off.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
really
not
go to the
right.
doctor.
You know when
fucking was
you know
weird.
your body better than anybody.
Yeah, for
You know what I'm
sure.
You
saying?
know when it's not right.
So it's like, it took a little bit of time. Fucking, my wife was cooking me good fucking meals. Goddamn tortillas everywhere. You know?
Ooh,
Them good tortillas.
Boy,
Real
you know what I
ones.
mean? And so it was easy to kind of navigate that and just give myself some love and kind of attention, but at the same time, it's also nice because, you know what I mean, we're back in the mix, back on the move, and getting back down. We're trying to compete here pretty soon, so
Yes, sir. That'll be
trying to
cool.
make some moves. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Likewise, bro. I'm trying to compete
So
soon.
trying to make some moves, and
Yeah, I think I think I also may have jumped back in too soon as well.
Nah, man. Sometimes you need that. It's your tackling fuel. You know what I mean? That's really what's gonna drive you to either stop or fucking win
Throw
the next
myself
one.
back in the fire, because before the ribs it was knee, and then the ribs happened, and then when I came back, I had been pretty consistent weekly, but I don't know. I feel like that event maybe, I don't know. No excuse being made. It's just, I'm just saying. Maybe I don't.
But I mean, like, there's one thing that I had a bad showing one time. And there's one thing that Coach Lon told me, and he was like straight up about it. He was like, you gotta find your own truth in this whole thing, because you gotta find what you're gonna be able to move on with, and like what you're gonna tell yourself, and what it's either gonna be. This is what I'm gonna accept, and this is what I gotta grow from, or I'm just gonna be forever saying that it was this and it was this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be able to tell you that, like, to have had an experience to where, like, things probably weren't the best time, whatever. Fuck, man, that's fucking life, right? I mean,
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
It's
you know
like,
what I mean?
it's like
That's
be ready for
everything.
anything, right? It's
Yeah.
just,
It's so much easier when say that you're a young man. It's just kind of you, and you can kind of slide past a few things. Like you said, like, we're getting older, growing into having families. It's gonna be a little bit more wiser about those steps. You know what I mean? So again, like, people always talk about, like, living through that life of that lens of jiu-jitsu. It's the rank of maturity is also a thing, like with the belts. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's also so much technique you can also teach somebody. It's also like how they apply it. You know what I mean? And how they're applying it, like, in their life, and like what they're doing as far as like leadership and influence and community, and you know what I mean? Like, what are they actually using their skill set for? Is it for something?
Are they coaching other people, or
are they using it to be smarter in their decisions in life too? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, there's so many aspects
to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, decision making that you have to go into. It's like I said, as we get older, like, what are you doing for work? What are you doing for this? How are we providing? Fucking bills, goddamn COVID shit bullshit happens. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, people are gonna fall for this bullshit again, and we're gonna shut down everything one more time for what? So people can lie to us again. Like,
Yeah.
it's such. There's so many things that you have to prepare for that you don't even think are gonna happen. You know what I mean? You know, fucking craziness. You know, I get pay $100 for a fucking singlet for a son's wrestling team. You know what I'm saying? You gotta pay $80 for wrestling shoes. You gotta do this over here. A kid wants soccer
Elite.
situation on this other one. You know what I mean? It's like, but you know, you need stuff that you got to do anyways. You have to do it. But so
you knew you had to.
You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, well, make this decision. You know what I mean? That's what we're doing there. You know what I mean? And we got to get after it. We got to work hard. We got to make the best decision to get what we need for our family and move forward. You know what I mean?
Speaking of, how is he doing in wrestling?
Good, man. He's good. He's loving it, man.
He's liking that?
He's liking it, dude. He's
The other day he came up to me. He's like, "Check out my hands, bro." I was like,
yeah.
"What's that?" He's calluses, bro. He's like,
He's in wrestling. Period. They do weightlifting.
yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. That's like a big thing about wrestlers. They love to lift weights.
Yeah. So they're doing a lot of weightlifting, and like, he comes home and talks about what he lifts. And I was like, dog, I was lifting that in 6th grade, man. We were different, a few generations.
Yeah, y'all had less GMOs.
Yeah, so it was, but he's a good sized kid, man. He's getting stronger, and I just want him to be able to learn it, from, being his jiu-jitsu like coach and stuff like that. It's easy for us to talk jiu-jitsu, but I'm a shit wrestler, so
Yeah.
I want him to. He loves his coach. He has a good relationship with his coach. I want them to be able to kind of build off that. So, now it's just about keeping him in line and making sure he can handle the pressures of what high school brings. You know what I'm saying? There's so much stuff that can trap a young man up. You know what I mean?
Women,
So,
little girls.
sheesh, you know what I mean? These cell phones. Well, I tell you what, the freedom of cell phones these days is something different, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I
Cyborg
mean? Like
kids
shit, I
running
think about
around.
it. I can barely handle it as a grown man. Like I'm out.
Like
You know what
as
I'm
a
saying?
kid,
So-
y'all still had to jerk off the fucking magazines, right?
dude.
I mean,
Dial-up
Magazines,
internet, dial-up porn.
old school Skinamax.
wait
Wait
at
Yeah.
night, yeah, Skinamax or fucking.
Or when the
fucking-
fucking TV was all like, the screen was all
dude.
fucking scrambled. You're just
terrifying.
trying to catch a
Wait for the
boob.
Girls Gone Wild
Yeah, that
commercial
was-
to come on. Or
That was a very popular thing when
Yep.
we were in high school. Was
The-
was coming
the Girls
up?
Gone
Pretty
Wild,
now it's
yeah.
elevated to some outrageous shit.
Yeah, bro. Like,
So it's
your
not,
phone.
it's hard for him. Like I said, it's like hard for him as a young man to kind of navigate a lot of things. So it's like, man, we got to be able to like pull that together. And again, like I said, it's like making decisions as a young man, still myself, a middle-aged man, to a younger boy and be like, yo, dog, like, you gotta recognize these traps. You gotta recognize what it's gonna do to your mentality,
Yeah, that's
to what
all.
you're exposed
You'll
to.
be
So,
tested. You're gonna be
so
tested.
I just want to make sure he's aware and have those conversations instead of not having those conversations. You know what I mean? I think it's super important.
My high school. kid was pretty
He's
sad.
definitely growing up to be a good young man, along with a couple other busters here. But nah, they're all good kids.
Yeah, man, there's some good kids here. Like I said, and you know what? We've been able to kind of really like help them out again, like I said, through jiu-jitsu and just like really like be hard on them and keep them disciplined through the martial art itself. You know what I mean? Like,
It's just crazy because like it's almost like a year ago where like you seen them and they just barely had their head on their shoulders, like
yeah, man.
like
You know,
little,
but
little
they,
goofy boy.
but
and
they
then
got
now
guys that look up to, like, like
oh yeah, like
like Ant Bibbs and Lon, like, Lon's like he's like the uncle, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And they got like, or not even the uncle, he's like the
Grandpa.
he's like the grandpa,
Grand-
almost, you know what I'm saying? And then like you got Bibbs and Ant are like the uncles, and you know what I mean? Like Coach Michelle, she's in the mix, and she demands respect from the little fools, and like,
Oh, for sure.
you know what I mean? They're always there to do their part and help her out or whatever. So, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just to keep it on the jiu-jitsu realm. It's always nice to kind of like have something like what we've been able to create here, and I think a lot of it came through that time of COVID. You know what I mean? Like us keeping the hustle going, like we were just talking about, like making those moves of taking the mats and bringing them to our houses and kind of define some rules about how many people we could have in the house at whatever time and blah, 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 blah. We just kept fucking going. Garage sessions, just, putting stuff on Facebook and on Instagram to keep people interested. And next thing you know, when the doors were able to open, man, like we had to do some maintenance stuff, but it was good to see like how many people just kept showing up,
Yeah.
and we just kept coming at it. And it was like, man, like I said, it's just, as somebody that's here just to help support Ant, and, you know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to come here and train and give my assistance, you know what I'm saying? So it helps me mentally, and, gives me something to do, and, helps me out a little bit more. And, with, I don't know, just being able to express, what I have in my head and what I have, going on, and, and we have to help each other out, you know what I mean? I appreciate you guys, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, we
You're from my dad's hometown, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
Yeah.
the craziest thing.
Fucking
Is like, the connection of knowing, like, dude, we're not small world, you know what I mean? It's just right down the way. You're like, it's crazy,
Yeah, not even knowing.
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy.
built from the same cloth.
Yeah, right? Like, just knowing the same areas, it's the same little probably restaurants and streets or whatever. And like, you guys can able to talk to my dad about stuff that, you guys know. And,
Yeah.
And you guys
And
can,
that's
like,
where we grew up.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty neat, you know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
that was always a really cool connection right off the jump, you know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
So
Besides the weed and, like, I don't know, you having that older brother vibe, like you've already seen stuff and we want to know, like, what you've seen, want you to kind of teach us and shit. Like,
You sneak into your room and you're gone and look for shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to keep a pretty low profile, you know what I'm saying? I think that's one thing that if I could tell anybody, it's really just kind of again, like just saying, like play that defensive mindset and kind of like be ready to strike, but always kind of coiled back. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily reaching over and just doing that mayhem just because you can do it. You know what I mean?
Knowing you can cause
knowing you, you know what I'm saying? So I think the one thing that like I've really kind of had to like even like hone in the past few years really is like how to take that into consideration for myself too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one thing to speak on it. It's one thing to start making those decisions though, and like really putting things into action. And along with that, again, like I said, comes those like so many threats, you know what I'm saying? So many attacks, you know what I'm saying? You're rolling with people and they're throwing attacks at you. You got to be able to shoot.
Shut them down.
Shut them down. You got to be able to shut things down and keep on the path and just keep going. And it's like you can just do that. Yeah, you can just decide to fucking want to do that. Like you can definitely just fucking make that decision. It's that fucking easy. And as much as like, I'm a fucking stoner, this blah, 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 blah. I'm also fucking very serious about like, committing to certain things and making things happen for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Being successful on the mats is super crucial to me. That's one of the things that I'm here to help you guys out with. And if I'm not doing my job and helping you guys out with that, then I'm just bullshitting everybody here. And I'm just a clown. You know what I mean? And that's not what I'm here to do. Like I'm here to, definitely have a good time, smoke a lot of fucking dabs, hit the weed, pipe, whatever it is. I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for that.
But we're here to work.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
We're here to get down, and like that's what I'm here to do. So
Our goal is to tap you a bunch.
yeah. Well, you try to chat me.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. You know what I'm saying? That's probably never gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So just if anybody wants to fucking see that one, you know what I mean? High rollers was good. Veteran all day long.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll take anybody down. 155 brown belt. Just come the hell at me.
Hell yeah.
I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
I'm looking to get on a sub 100 pro card here with Ant end of the year here. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting ready. We're ready to take some people on. So
Stay tuned for that, bro. Got our killers coming
so
up.
yeah, we're trying to make some moves again, just kind of sharpening the tools, feeling better about everything, moving around, and you know what I mean. Just kind of keeping everybody in the fire. You know what I mean? You guys are out doing y'all's thing. You're out competing. You're getting ready to go. Yeah. It's our job too, as coaches and as leaders, to go out there and fucking showcase a little bit. You know what I mean? People that help out and things like that. So
Proof is in the pudding, right? Like you got to.
We gotta get there too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I'm
go
saying?
get some
So,
clips. Go get some highlights.
yeah, I'm saying so. But on that note, gentlemen, I gotta get ready for class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to do
Yeah,
a
man.
continuation.
Fucking love
of
to have
this.
you
Yeah,
on.
yeah, we got a lot to
Coach
talk
Roman,
Do a
our brother.
a continuation.
Yeah,
for
this
sure.
is a continuation. I'm in here a lot, anyways. This is my space, y'all. In my
Continuation.
fucking
Yeah,
house
we
here.
we in,
Like
we
you
in
said,
his room. If we're being honest.
This is my old room. You guys get to have the privilege of using it. So, but I'm really happy to see where this is going, man. I appreciate the threads, man. The lucky winner. You know, congrats. It's nice as shit. It's not as raggedy as the one I had on. So I'm excited about that. So I appreciate you guys having me on, man. I look
yes,
forward to
Anytime.
some more talk. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah.
So,
So,
I have
but,
to fucking jump in the shower.
We gotta get going, man.
I'm gonna
Appreciate
get
you
in
guys.
this class. Later, y'all.
Yeah.